Welcome back to another episode of Local Search Tuesdays. This week, I'm sharing some interesting new stats from BrightLocal's 2025 Consumer Review Survey. Every year since 2010, BrightLocal has conducted its Local Consumer Review Survey, and the results for this year's version were released a few weeks ago. There's a ridiculous amount of data in the survey results, so you should head over to bit.ly/brightlocal-review-survey-2025 to read the whole thing. To try to keep this short, I'm going to call out some of the data points that jumped out at me in no particular order. 83% of consumers said that they use Google to read reviews, followed by 48% using local news, 44% using Yelp, 40% using Facebook, and 34% using YouTube. Only 20% said that they use TikTok to find reviews. 89% of consumers expect business owners to respond to both positive and negative reviews. Only 55% said they'd buy from a business that only responds to negative reviews. And only 53% would buy from a business that only responds to positive reviews. 74% of consumers check at least 2 review sites before making a purchase decision. I thought it was really interesting that when people were asked about the most important review factors, 53% said that the review describing a positive experience was important. But that's down from 75% saying the same thing in 2022. I guess people care more about bad reviews now? Review recency is becoming less important as well. When asked how recently a review needs to have been left to influence a consumer's decision, only 20% said that it needed to be left within the last 2 weeks. In 2023, it was 25% of consumers. 48% of people said they'd read an AI-generated summary of reviews, but they'd also read a handful of positive and negative reviews as well. There's a ton of data in the survey, but this would be a pretty boring episode if I just read out a bunch of stats verbatim. So head over to bit.ly/BrightLocalReviewSurvey2025 to read the whole thing. That's all the time we have left for this week's episode, so you know what that means. Put your hand on the screen right here. We totally just high-fived because you learned something awesome. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week for another episode of Local Search Tuesdays.